Alright, hello and welcome. So, today we're going to be talking about preparation for the War Within. I have some notes here from DE, non-spoiler of course, about things you're probably going to want to get ready, and then I have some suggestions from me as well about this. Firstly, you're going to want to have whatever your favorite Warframe is totally customized out and ready for some cutscene action, which should be kind of obvious, but there's a couple things I'd like to add on to that. If you've seen the Second Dream quests and all that from like various Warframes, you may have noticed that the cutscenes are built around Excalibur's chassis, which means that if you pick a much larger Warframe, like for example Rhino, you can see the difference in bulk. And if you watched the free-to-play through, you saw that I went through the Second Dream cutscenes as Rhino, and whenever the operator and Excalibur or Rhino interacted, like the operator would put their hand on my Warframe's shoulder, just went straight into the back of Rhino, because he's larger than the model that they used to build the cutscene. So, in the interest of keeping the cutscenes looking really nice, I would highly suggest you pick a Warframe that doesn't have like a ton of dangly bits or isn't like very large. Warframes that kind of fall under that are obviously Excalibur. Ember is like within the realm of that. Banshee is too. Most of the female Warframes have like a smaller chassis, so you'll be fine with that. Ash is pretty fine, although his shoulders are quite large. Atlas is, nope, not gonna happen. He's huge. Chroma, also enormous. Equinox has like way too many dangly bits, and obviously these are just my opinions. Do whatever you want, it's your cutscene. Frost is very large. Naros, also pretty big. He's mostly wide though. Ivara has a ton of dangly bits. Hydroid is bottom heavy, but he would probably be alright. Loki would be fine. Limbo would probably be totally fine. Although he's tall with his hat, but I don't think that's gonna matter too much. Mace is probably totally fine. Mag, totally fine. Mirage, totally fine. Necros, depending on if you have Prime, probably too much dangly bits going on, I would say. Neja has that like big ring in her, or his big ponytail things or whatever. Probably not super great. Nova's probably fine. Nyx is probably fine. Oberon, with his Feyark skin, I wouldn't do it because his skirt is a little buggy, as you can see. But otherwise, is probably totally fine. Rhino's too big, I think. Saren, I think, is also actually too big. Well, mostly with this skin. It could probably work out. Trinity's got a ton of dangly bits, whether you're on her regular or not. So her proportions are pretty weird. Valkyrie's probably fine. Vauban is actually about the stature of Rhino, so he's probably going to have some clipping as well, especially if you use like a big cape like I do on Vauban. And Vauban Prime is even a little bit larger than that. Volt is almost certainly entirely fine. Same with Volt Prime. Zephyr is a little weird, but probably the right size. And Wukong is pretty basic in size as well. He's just got his like weird tassets. But yeah, those are just my opinions on like Warframes to bring into this. If you want to like optimize like how good the cutscene could look, like maybe if your absolute favorite Warframe is Chroma, he's huge, he's so much bigger than Excal, so maybe you pick like your runner-up favorite Warframe. Maybe you go with Ember instead. It's like, well, this will make the cutscene look better, and it's my second favorite Warframe. Just a personal suggestion. Obviously, do what makes you feel good. It's gonna be a fun time. Moving on from that, make sure you got your operator customized. Because they're gonna have a absolute ton of dialogue, a huge amount of dialogue, so you're gonna want to make sure your choice is good for your voice, and you want to make sure they look how you want them to look. They've relatively recently added a lot of stuff to customize the Tenno, where you can have like your face and your secondary face and then blend them together. So getting this exactly how you want it is like very much like you can do some like relatively fine adjustments now to get some different faces. So make sure you got all that set out. Obviously, like all your other customizables and stuff like that is very important. I would personally suggest the hood be down, but do what you want to do. And then in terms of voices, there was a bug, I don't think it can happen anymore, where it would choose none for your voice. Probably rectify that situation, just because it's going to play such a big role. And yeah, I'm actually not sure what voice I'm going to be going with for the quest yet.
Alright, let's get to work.
And finally, so the requirements for the quest. You have to do Second Dream. That's not really surprising because your operator is involved, but you also need to be MR5, which is not crazy or anything. It's 1 MR higher than Second Dream, which seems totally reasonable. But the other thing is that if you meet the requirements already, which many of you probably do, the War Within is going to start the moment you log in. So probably log out with the stuff that you want to do War Within with. I know that's what I'll be doing, because I'll be going as Excalibur Prime. I went as him for Second Dream, and I'll be going as him again. But yeah, that's all I got. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I'm being watched.
You shouldn't have come here. You have ruined us both.